Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Thursday, October the 11th, 2018. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure, and then we draw down and look at the trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are our trade plans. We do create multiple trade plans. We do not try to predict what the market's going to do. We create plans based on who takes control of the market and what we anticipate the market to do once that control is shown. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog, there's not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to, in the live pre-market session, and then do live trading analysis for our members during the pre-market or during the regular trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please treat your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okie dokie. So, hold on a second. I don't want my screen's getting messed up. Let's take a look at yesterday. Well, we were looking for yesterday. We were looking for, because we had a down day on Tuesday, we were looking for a rotational day with a downside bias as our main hypothesis. Even our trend hypothesis, which is basically what played out. We were looking for initiative selling on the open, and then we were looking for a move down into the 2850 to 2845 area as as the range. Nobody could have expected that we were going to get a 100-point move in the RTH session. The actual full session was 119.75, and that is the third largest day of the year, going back to April the 5th and I think April the 6th were the other two major days. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was April, but they were in the 160s. So volatility is back, and what can I say on this is, it looked like they were going to balance it here and then start working their way back up. But once they broke that, it was just a liquidation. And we got below the 3 sigma, which was what I was looking for, us to close back up above that 2853.75. And we never did. We just kept on going and putting lower and lower. And then in the ETH session, we actually even went lower. And put more lows in the ETH, and then of course in the Globex we could take a look at the Globex. There's not much else to say about yesterday's RTH session other than it was a just major trend down and a liquidation. Taking a look at the overnight, you can see that the overnight is 100% net short. We went all the way down into the 47.25, worked our way up, and we just got back up in and put in a new Globex high and failed and rotated back, and we're coming back and testing the 9. The CPI was a miss. I'm sorry, was it a miss? It was expected. Let's pull up the news. It was expected at 0.2. It came in at 0.1. Continuous jobless claims came out at 1660. CPI year over year was 2.3. CPI index 250.244. Initial jobless claims 214. So kind of a mixed bag. New housing was off for Canada. We've got natural gas at 10:30. 11 o'clock, we've got Cleveland CPI and crude oil inventories with all its associates. We've got WSADE report at 12, 30-year bond at 1, federal budget balance at 2, and we got volatility. So I'm expecting large rotations. In fact, I've expanded my zigzag to accommodate the increased volatility. If you haven't gotten a notice from your broker, a lot of the brokers have increased their margin requirements. So just be aware of that, especially if you're planning on holding a position overnight. Taking a look at the big picture. So we always do this each day. We take a look at the macro, starting with oops, I'm still having this issue with my IRT and clicking. We start with the monthly, and we've been talking about this forever, that a pullback to the 9 EMA, which would take us down into the 2700s, would still not violate the overall trend that we've been in for a very long time. And it would be a normal pullback. And here we are, okay, pulling back. We are challenging the trend. We did break below the 9 EMA, last night, and we're basically trading just below it right now. But we don't violate or start a larger time frame trend until we get down below the 9 EMA or the 20 SMA, which is down here at the 2646. And you can see that, yes, we do have a possible start of a downward trend on the weekly. So this is starting to tell us, okay, we've got to be concerned with some more downward, downward pressure. But it's not the world rolling over and the end of the market, and it's just a natural pullback right now. It could be a trend change. We are seeing it on the weekly as a possible trend change. We're definitely seeing it on the daily, where we've broken and we are way below the 9 EMA. A move back up into the 9 EMA would take us up into the 2860 area. The move off of the all-time high at 2847 down to the overnight low last night, the 50% retracement is 2842 and a quarter. The 61.8 is 2870.75. So that's 100 points up from where we are right now. A move up into the testing the 9 EMA right now on the daily will take us up back near that 61.8 retracement, back up into the 50%. So just be aware that we have pulled away rather quickly, and a rally back up would not be out of the ordinary. Just going to the 4 hour, you can see that we pulled away very fast, and we're coming back now, and a test of the 9 EMA on the 4 hour will take us back up into testing the 2800. And then just going to the 30-minute, you can see that the 30-minute, we came down, we based, and now we're rotating back up, and we're getting back above the 9 and the 20, and possibly getting possibly getting a trend change for possible move back up into the 2800s. Don't know what's going to happen. Nobody can tell you what's going to happen today. It's going to be an interesting day. That's to say the least. We've got multiple distribution. We have a very wide range. We have, I think it's a 39, 27, 86, 50 minus the 27, 47 and a quarter, 39 and a quarter range already. You can see the volatility back. Now, don't be afraid of volatility. Volatility is our friend. What you need to do is just make sure you're safe. And risk is all what you should be thinking right now. what do I need to risk? Because you're gonna have to widen your stops out right now because you're not going to be able to trade with really tight stops, and your entries, could get some slippage. So just be aware of that. Don't get stubborn on any position. Take the loss and look for another opportunity. There's going to be lots of them. So right now we've got. Let's start moving our numbers over to our trade chart. Our overnight low is down here at the 47, all the way down here to the 47 and a quarter. Our overnight high, which could change, but I think we've got a big enough. Come on, I think we've got a big enough pullback here that it's likely to hold 86. 86.50. Our VPOC is currently down here at the 59, but it could shift up here. Don't know, but I'm going to put it down at the 59 right now and make the adjustment later. Marvin, don't do that. He took controls from me. What was it, 59? And this is not an overnight low. Our overnight high was earlier. Off of the bottom, our daily ATR, not that I think it's going to mean a lot today because we're running already over 39 points, but off of the overnight low, our upside daily ATR has already been broken at 27.75 and a quarter. That's an important level to keep an eye on because if we stay above it, it could signal trend back up and some repair work above. Our downside daily ATR has to be adjusted to 2786.50 is 2780 minus the 2805, 2758.45. That's right where the VPOC is. A lot going on here in this 50, 57, 58 area. So just pay attention to that. We do have a naked VPOC that's down here at the 67. We got a couple gap closes. The mid of the gap that we tested into overnight is here at the 74.50. I want to take a look at the structure now, the bigger structure, to give us a bigger picture of where we are. And of course, I should figure out what's going on with this. We get this liquidation break and we just slip right through. And where do we come right down to? The value area high of the larger time frame micro composite, and right at the price we accepted on that breakout, which is this micro composite VPOC right here at 2782.75, and we pushed lower through the gap, went below the gap, and came down into the 43 area, testing down, 47 area, testing down here into this key CLVN here at the 2750, and of course, a half of century number. And since then, we've bounced and we're back up. Now we need to accept this 82 area, 82, 83, to get us outside of this value area, okay, and start pushing back up towards the 28.45 and the 50% retracement. This is a breakout day, so we have to pay attention to the 50% of the significant breakout day. That's going to be a target, and that is, where is that? That is right here at the 2830. So that will remain on our chart for a while because that'll be a natural retracement. Key levels to pay attention to, obviously, is going to be the range low from yesterday's RTH, but I'm watching coming up and accepting the 2783 area and getting above the CLVN at 2784, and that will give us a fairly decent shot to come up into this VPOC right here, or this value area high right here. This two area, this is the value area low at 2798. This is the value area high at 2793. I'm looking for a move. If we can get up above the 84 and hold, I'm looking for at least a move up into that 2796 to 98 area. If we can't get above the 84 and we break below the range, this down here, these two microcomposite, the shorter time frame and the longer time frame in the 2730 to 2728 area, is going to become a magnet, and we'll look for breaks below that 2750 as clues. So in terms of hypotheses, I'm looking at equal weight. I think we could see some more downside to go down and test that 63 level. We got some stuff that we could retrace in the Globex. So my hypo 1 and hypo 2 are equally weighted. Hypo 1 is, I think we're going to get more of a balancing day. So I'm looking for a open auction just out of range or just in range. I'm looking for a move up into this 84 to 86 area, and then I'm looking for sellers to step in and rotate us down towards the 67 and the overnight VPOC down at 58. That is my main hypothesis for the day. The 5750, because of that, is going to become my key line in the sand. Anything below that, I'm looking for a bigger move down towards this 50-50 area. I'm just going to use, hey, Myron, don't do that. I've still got control of my my mouse. So I'm looking for a bigger move. So hypo 1, open auction, responsive buying up into the 84 to 86. Sellers step in, rotate us down through all this stuff down to the 75 area, and a possible push down to 67 where we base, and we basically rotate down below the prior day range. That is hypo 1. Hypo 2 is an open auction out of range, move down into the 75 to 73 area, maybe even 67, finding buyers, rotating us up and rotating us up back towards that 92.75 is the main target, and possibly up into testing the 2800. That is hypo 1 and hypo 2. Hypo 3 is a take back day, open auction in range, failure to get below the 73.50 area. Buyers take control early, rotate us up into the 27.98 area, break through the 2800 and come up here into this distribution up here, and just basically chopping between the 2820 and the 2810 and going sideways the rest of the day. That is hypo 2. Hypo 4 is a continuation day. Failure to take out the overnight high. Sellers take control early, rotate us down through that 75 area, push through 67.50 down to the 50, and then fail and take out the overnight low and come down here into the 27.38 to 27.30 area and close down near this VPOC down here, which ran between 2.2 and 7.9. So those are my main hypotheses. I think it's going to be a really rotational day. The average rotations right now, just to keep you grounded. Yesterday, the average rotations were 13.5 down, 850 up. Overnight, they're around 750 on either side. So very large rotations, twice the size of normal. Taking a quick look at gold. Gold found its bid and made a nice move back up into the 2800s. So we've got back up, sorry, 1200s. We got back up in the overnight session above the 1200, and here we are testing the value area high, and now it looks like we are going to get the leg up. The initial hypothesis when we got into this balance that the next leg up would be between the 1233. They kept on faking us out to the downside, but the move down in the indices, found the flight to off of risk, and gold is caught a bid and moving back above right now this value area. Keep an eye on the 17. Will act as resistance, but if we can get through it, I'm expecting that 20 to 22 today, possibly even up into the 25. Anything above 25, I'm expecting 33. We could just start chopping around this 1207 and come back and test that 1202 area. Again, we do not want to see the 1202 get broken again, because that will signal that they can't hold value, and they might go on price discovery again. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.